Hello all, welcome to yet another dashboard. So this is Tableau Tarzan and thank you for joining me. In this one, as mentioned in the previous video, we will be looking at how to create the Pokemon dashboard, right? So without further ado, I'll start off. So now I have the Tableau desktop open, Tableau public desktop open, and the file, the data file is in CSV format. So just like all my previous videos, in the first video it's going to be just the skeleton, how to create the charts. Then in the next video, we will have a deep dive into one particular a difficult chart that is there or a difficult mechanism that is there, and in the third video it is a beautification of it all right. So in this first video it's just the skeleton. So I'm clicking text file, I have my data sources, and within data sources have Pokemon CSV. So remember, like the link of the website is link of the website where you can find the data set is mentioned in the description. You can download it from there and put it within your data sources, or you can just navigate to where your data sources. So okay, so it's loading the data. Now, since it's a CSV file, it has already loaded the data within this frame. So I don't really need to do anything here. I'm just going to see whether all is good, right? It's just an overview to look at how things are. That's it. And yeah, once I'm happy, I think I'll go ahead. Hmm. I just wish this was in whole number, but if it's in whole number, 0.5 will become 1, right, or it will become 0. So let's see if that, yeah, so it's all the decimals are becoming null, so I can't do that. So that's fine. I'll I'll go to sheet 1 now. So let's remember the charts again. We have two type 1, like the type charts. There was one chart for the generation, right, and there was one chart for whether it was legendary or not. So those were the charts on the left side, right? So there were four charts on the left side. On the right side, even though it looked like just one chart or maybe two charts, it was actually seven charts. I'll show you later how those seven charts are made, but first let's make the easy ones now. So type 1, I think this one should be easy, but so type 1 is here and I have the count here, but I'm not happy with how this looks. Like the all of these are in lowercase. I would want my first letter to always be in uppercase. Now, one way is to do the alias thing, right? You double click and then click on here. Let me show you how to do that. So aliases, right? And then here I'll say, instead of bug, I'll say capital bug, right? And this will become dark, so like that. So now bug and dark are now in capital, but this is a time taking process, and there's the better way to do that. So I'm going here, create calculated field, and I'm saying type 1 space 1, just because you're supposed to have a different name. And here this is the calculated, the function is called proper, and then type 1. Okay, so this is type 1. Now let me put this thing over here. See, all of them, the first letter is capitalized. Now same way, I'm creating another calculated field, type 2, proper, type 2. Okay, and this will be type 1, and I'm going to put this here. No, I'm not going to put type 2 here. Sort it, make this entire view, right? So this is my type 1, then type 2, this type 2 goes here, the count is here, right? I could have now, right, I'm doing the entire thing all over again here, and entire view. Now this is one way of doing it, but there's a more easier way of doing it, and that was, let me delete this thing. I could have simply duplicated this tab and then where type 1 is, I can put type 2, right? And again, I'll sort this. This is done. Now, I probably don't want null, uh, because this is queuing my rest of the chart, rest of the Pokemon. And null is like if you don't have any other selection. So that's why what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove null from this thing. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to put that in filters first, and I'm going to unselect null, and this is click on OK. So this is taken care of. This will be type 2. Next, now for the generation, right? So generation, where is the generation? Type 1, type 2. Yeah, generation is here. Now generation, it is taking it as a continuous variable because it is in number, right? So if I have, let me show you here. Yeah, generation is taking it as a number. Now I can convert it into a string right here, right? I can convert it into string right here, and go here and generation. But even then, this is not right. I don't want it in this way. So it has to go inside this part where it is part of measure names. So let me go here. I'm going to say transform, no, create, no, convert to dimension. So let's see. Yeah, so dimension, now it is in this format. Great. And then again I'm going to say what's the count. And yeah, in this one I don't want to sort it. I don't want to sort it by the count, but I definitely am not happy with 1 2 3 4. Like, I don't want just the number, I want more than the number. I want to say gen 1, because otherwise, what's the prime criteria for any visualization? The prime criteria is that it should be self-explanatory. Nobody should have to think what could this possibly mean, or they shouldn't be confused, because if the whole point of visualization is to make things easier to understand, right? So I'm going to click aliases, and I'm going to say gen 1, right? Then gen 2, gen 3, gen 4, gen 5, gen 6, gen 7. Okay, so now I've got all this gen 1, gen 2, but then let's say I'm still not happy. I would want this space, right? So again, so with aliases you can make as many changes as you want. There's no stopping you. And like, if you want to manipulate things also, this is the way. For example, if you want to call 7 as 1, even that is possible, right? So now this is 7, I can call this as 1, right? So that feature is also there, which we should not exploit, but hey, that's there. So this is gen. Then what else was there? I had the legendary, so I'll just say like GTRY, and same. Now legendary again was in this 0 or 1 format, right? So again, I don't want this in I want this in string, but I'll not change it here. I'll change it directly in here. So is legendary, I'm going to say convert to dimension, right? So now it is taken care of. And again, where's the count? I just double clicked it now, right? Instead of dragging and dropping it, you can simply double click it as well. And I'm putting it as tiles, and by default the size of the tile is based on the count, whatever count you have given. So color we can change later, but yes, this is how it is. And I'm not happy with 0 and 1, so I'm going to change that. I'm going to call 0 as not legendary and 1 as legendary. So aliases or I'll call it common, legendary, right? So this is this, and now I have the names, but I don't have the number. So I'll put the number in as well. Where is how to put the number in? I'm going to drag this count and put it here. There you go. The number is right there. So that's this. Now what's there last? I want to put the Pokemons and their features, like what are the attacks, defense, and all that. So that's pretty easy. Let me put that here. Name, and what all do I want? I want the attack. Where is defense, speed, special attack, special defense, and HP. Right, I've got all this, and I do not like the um, I don't like the decimal, but I'll come back to that later. So I want it in this format, but I want the names on my left and all of this to come on here. Now, here's the thing about Tableau, or for any visualization for that matter. You may not get it first right at the first time. So all you have to do is keep ensuring, like keep working on it, and and you are bound to get it right at a point. Right now, see, I didn't know how to go about it, so I experimented. Thought, okay, first this is the what they have given. Let me put this here. Let me put that here. Let me check all the iterations, and one of the iteration worked. This is the iteration that I want, right? So that's how this is. I've got this. Then I'll say top six. Now, why am I saying now I need the top six, right? So first I'll just put to put that, I'll just put filter top by field six, and um, by what, by base total and sum, right? Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6, yeah. So I've got 6 here, so this is good. Now I need one more chart for the details of this all, right? So let me show you what I mean. So the Pokemon, there should be the name, and I should have things about the Pokemon, like what abilities it has, maybe classification, generation, is legendary, um, what is its type 1, type 2, right? And those things. But I don't want it to look like this. I want it to be part of a tile, right? So I'll show you how to do that in the next video. So till then, stay tuned. Bye bye.